Teledriga Deveris Captain.
Teledriga. Isarova.
Parates, Captain.
Para. New. Para.
Doing? You're supposed to be upstairs sleeping.
Stanley keeps waking me up.
Oh, I get it. Boy, are you kidding me?
Don't let her pull more than the usual nonsense. 2 stories, 2 glasses of water. Jack, you're going to miss the plane.
Okay, Cricket, you listen to me. You go upstairs with Mrs. Wheeler right now and go to sleep. And while I'm on my business trip, I'll get Stanley a little brother, okay?
Will you promise?
I promise.
Can I get you anything, sir?
No, thank you very much.
You know, if you do try and get some sleep, the flight will go a lot faster.
I can never sleep on a plane. Turbulence.
Pardon?
Turbulence. Solar radiation heats the Earth's crust. Warm air rises, cool air descends. Turbulence. I don't like that.
Well, try to get some sleep anyway.
Dr. Ryan?
Jack, boy, get yourself in here. Jesus, you look like hell.
Thank you very much, Admiral.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
I'm not going to ask you how your flight went. When's the last time you got some sleep?
Oh, I don't know. This thing's still on London time. Milk and sugar?
Milk and sugar. So how's Caroline? Last time I saw her was at your granddad's place in Maine, wasn't it?
Oh, she's fine. Sends you her best.
And Sally?
She's fine.
What is she now? 3.
No, she's a very precocious 5. She announced to Caroline and I the other day that her life would be considerably less lonely if we were to buy her a baby brother.
Buy one.
Buy one. But, she decided that it would be enough if we were to buy one for Stanley.
Who's Stanley?
Stanley's a bear.
All right. What's important enough to get you on a plane in the middle of the night?
British intelligence obtained these pictures 2 days ago. She's the Red October, the latest Typhoon class.
Big son of a bitch.
12 meters longer than the standard Typhoon, 3 meters wider. Captain's name is Ramius.
One of yours?
Yeah, I did the bio on him last year. He's taken out the lead boat in each new subclass for the last 10 years. Fairly good political connections. Trained most of their attack boat skippers. The Russians call him Vilnius Nastavnik, the Vilnius schoolmaster.
What are these doors?
Those doors, sir, are the problem. I don't know what they are. Neither do the British. Perhaps our friends in Murmansk have come up with something new. With your permission, I'd like to show these photographs to someone. Do you know Skip Tyler?
Sub-driver.
He was. Got clipped by a drunk driver and lost his leg. Now he's doing some teaching at the academy, some consulting for the Navy labs.
Clearance?
Top secret or better.
Margie, have a car for Dr. Ryan downstairs in 10 minutes. Satellite caught Red October in Polyani Inlet this morning.
Do you hear it?
No.
Come on, at Caltech we used to do this in our sleep. You hear it now?
Wait a minute. Maybe, it's buried surface clutter?
Yes.
I should go to SAPS?
Correct. C-Man Beaumont Signal Algorithmic Processing Systems. Give it a week and you'll be teaching at Caltech. So, like Beethoven on the computer, you have labored to produce.
A biologic. A what?
A whale, Beaumont, a whale. A marine mammal that knows a hell of a lot more about sonar than you do. Kill the saps. Train over to 269 and let's try it again.
He gets to ragging on you too bad, kid. You could always ask him about Pavarotti.
Cop, we don't have time for sea stories. I was right in the middle of teaching Seaman Beaumont here the intricacies of modern sonar. Now,
Yeah, and I ain't chief of the boat. I'm actually Sheena, queen of the jungle.
Cobb, please.
Come on, Cobb, tell me.
Okay. Fine. Go ahead.
Seaman Jones here, he's into music in a big way. He figures this whole boat is basically just his own personal, private stereo set. So he gets this piece of Pavarotti.
It was Paganini.
Whatever.
It was Paganini.
Look, this is my story.
Then tell it right, Cobb. Pavarotti is a tenor. Paganini was a composer.
Okay. So he's got this music, and he's got it out in the water, and he's listening to it on his headsets, and he's just happy as a clam. And then all hell breaks loose. There's a whole slew of boats out of San Diego.
Including one way out at Pearl.
Including one way the hell out at Pearl. All of a sudden, they start hearing Pavarotti coming out their asses. Jones here. What do I do?
I got it. Con sonar, new contact bearing 097. Designate contact number Sierra 35.
Cat and I. What do you got, Jones?
Distant contact, probably submerged. It's a wild guess, but I'd say we had a boomer coming out of the bar. Could be a missile boat out of Polyarny.
Okay, start your track. I'll be there in a minute.
Sonar eye.
Направление 310. Хорошо, лейтенант. Harad, quick приказ, господин. Сам полет Путин в койоте.
Дубай.
Хорошо, прими штурвал. Проходим 100-метровый ответку.
Что ты делаешь? Мои обязанности входят наблюдение на поведением членов экипажа, товарищ капитан.
Переходишь жениться.
Союзу Советских Социалистических Республик, товарищ, личных дел быть не может. Такое понятие противоречит общественному делу. Все иду как тац, блажен, бодрствующий и хранящий одежду свою. И он собрал их на место, называемое по-еврейски Армагеддон. And the seventh angel poured forth his bowl into the air, and a voice cried out from heaven, saying, "It is done." A man with your responsibilities reading about the end of the world. And what's this? I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
It is an ancient Hindu text quoted by an American.
American?
He invented the atomic bomb, and he was later accused of being a communist.
You wrote and underlined these passages.
No. This book belonged to my wife. I keep it for sentimental value.
I'm sorry, Comrade Captain. Your wife was a beautiful woman. Her death was unfortunate. I'm only doing my job. It is my responsibility.
How many agents did the KGB put aboard my boat?
Your boat, Captain?
Yes.
This vessel belongs to the people of the Soviet Union. Besides, if the KGB or the GRU has agents aboard, I will be the last to know. I suggest we open our orders, Captain.
Certainly, comrade.
From Commander, Strategic Submarine Forces Red Banner Northern Fleet. We're to proceed north to Grid Square reference 5490 and rendezvous with Alpha Submarine Konovalov, Captain Tupolev's boat.
You know Tupolev?
I know he descends from aristocracy and that he was your student. It's rumored he has a special place in his heart for you.
There's little room in Tupolev's heart for anyone but Tupolev.
Having made contact, we are to run a series of drills. Tupolev will hunt us while we test our ship. Having evaluated the operational readiness of the Caterpillar Drive, we are to return to Polyarny on or about the 16th of this month. Captain, this is an historic moment for all of us. I should like to make a request.
Before you proceed,
I know it is
Comrade.
not protocol, Captain, but would you permit me to post our orders and inform the crew of our mission?
Ah!
Dr. Petrov, report to my cabin immediately. There's been a dreadful accident.
Who let you in here? Hey, Skip. What, have they got you playing with models now? Ah! Damn it! Bill! Tell him to slow down!
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Calm down, will ya?
It's not a model. The DSRV. Rescue sub.
I know what it is. I just never seen one before. What are you doing with it?
Ah, well, we're rigging it with a generic docking collar, so it'll mate with British, German, just about anybody's sub. We can get it anywhere in the world in 24 hours. How's your back?
It's fine. You got a minute?
Bigger than a regular Typhoon. What are these doors?
You don't miss much, do you? Now, those are too big to be torpedo tubes. Would you launch an ICBM horizontally?
Sure. Why would you want to? They're symmetrical. Right down the long axis of the sub.
How about a towed sonar array?
No, too close to the screws. This could be a Caterpillar.
A what?
A Caterpillar drive. Magneto-hydrodynamic propulsion. You follow?
No.
It's like a jet engine for the water. Goes in the front, gets squirted out the back. Only it's got no moving parts, so it's very, very quiet.
Like how quiet?
It's doubtful our sonar'd even pick it up. And if it did, it'd sound like whales humping or some kind of seismic anomaly. Anything but a submarine. We messed with this a couple of years ago. We couldn't make it work. They really built this. This isn't a mock-up or anything.
She put to sea this morning.
When I was 12, I helped my daddy build a bomb shelter in our basement because some fool parked a dozen warheads 90 miles off the coast of Florida. This thing could park a couple of hundred warheads off Washington and New York, and no one would know anything about it till it was all over.
Are you all right, Captain?
Oh, yes. It's just a dive from something as petty as slitting your teeth.
You're blaming yourself, Captain. It was an accident. You'll feel better when we put in.
Put in?
Oh, to base, Captain. We cannot go on without a political officer.
Doctor, this is a combat vessel of the Soviet Navy, and I'm a senior combat officer. We do not cancel operations because of accidents. Seaman, come here. Come here. Your name?
Cook's assistant, Loganov, sir.
Good. I want you and the doctor to witness this. I'm removing the political officer's missile key. Carry on. And I'm keeping it myself.
Captain, I think we should report this to Red Fleet Command.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Doctor. Our orders are for strict radio silence. Order, sir.
That's all long enough.
Yes, sir.
This is most unnerving, Captain. The reason for having two missile keys is so that no one man may
what?
may arm the missiles. Perhaps I should keep the key.
Thank you, that'll be all, Doctor.
Captain,
And when I address the crew, then you will understand.
Yes, sir.
Petrov.
Sir.
I will try to forget your comments when I present my report.
Thank you, sir.
Holding steady on 310, 12 knots at about 20,000 yards.
You got a make on it?
Computer's chewing on it, sir. Twin screws. Plant noise sounds like a typhoon. I'd say we got a new boat, sir.
Tommy, I missed something on the boards the last few days?
Subland hasn't said anything about it.
All right. How many typhoons we got in the computer?
6, sir.
Okay. Call this guy Typhoon 7, start a type on him. See if we can work him a little closer.
Sir.
Only hears?
Not if we stay in his baffles, Seaman Beaumont. Not if we stay in his baffles. Come in behind his propeller, and he's deaf as a post.
Any sonar contacts, Mr. Kamarov?
No contacts, Captain. The sonar is clear.
Good. Do we have any surface contacts, Mr. Borigan?
No contacts, sir. Scope is clear.
Good. Then it is time I explain our orders to the crew. Comrades, this is your captain. It is an honor to speak to you today, and I'm honored to be sailing with you on the maiden voyage of our motherland's most recent achievement. And once more, we play our dangerous game. A game of chess against our old adversary, the American Navy. For 40 years, your fathers before you and your older brothers played this game and played it well. But today, the game is different. We have the advantage. It reminds me of the heady days of Sputnik and Yuri Gagarin, when the world trembled at the sound of our rockets. Well, they will tremble again at the sound of our silence. The order is, engage the silent drive.
Aye, sir. Balance control. Open out the doors.
Yes, open all the doors.
Diving command. Engage Caterpillar and secure main engines. Doors opening, Captain.
Comrades, our own fleet doesn't know our full potential. They will do everything possible to test us, but they will only test their own embarrassment. We will leave our fleet behind. We will pass through the American patrols, past their sonar nets, and lay off their largest city and listen to their rock and roll while we conduct missile drills. And when we are finished, the only sound they will hear is our laughter. While we sail to Havana, where the sun is warm, and so is the comradeship.
Cryogenic plant coming online, Captain.
A great day, comrades. We sail into history.
Союзный России, республик свободных,
Caterpillar engaging.
Навекая Русь,
Caterpillar engaging, Captain.
What happened?
I don't know.
Navigator, new course 250.
Yes, new course 250.
Sonar contact, Captain. Fourth quarter. Close aboard. American, Los Angeles class.
American, Captain.
Course 310.
Is the American turning to follow us?
No, Captain. American is continuing, and he's a regional course. He's continuing northwest.
He can't hear us.
Singing.
Let them sing.
Check your gear.
Running diagnostics now, Captain. Sonar is working, Captain. The Russian disappeared. 1 minute he was steady, 4,000 yards off the bow, and then he was gone. And for a second, I thought I heard...
Heard what?
I thought I heard singing, sir.
Singing?
Yes, sir.
Добрым утром, товарищ адмирал.
Я.
Товарищ адмирал. Доброе утро.
Я.
Здравствуйте, товарищ адмирал.
Я.
Good morning, sir. I hope we had a lovely evening.
Yeah.
A little chilly this morning. There's a letter there from Marco Ramius.
Oh, Marco.
Yes. No, this is Dr. Ryan. What the hell happened?
Come on. This is no longer a research project.
I got a line on those doors. You know what they are?
A nearly silent propulsion system?
How did you know that?
Captain of the sub we had following her radioed in. Thing up and disappeared right in front of him. And that's only the half of it. Read. Got your ID?
My God, this is unbelievable. The Kirov, 3 Sverdlovs, the Kiev, the Minsk. They sortied their whole bloody fleet.
And that's about the size of it.
Good afternoon, Admiral.
Afternoon, Matthew.
Where are we going anyway?
Briefing for Jeffrey Pelt, President's National Security Advisor. Most of the Joint Chiefs will be there, along with a few other people.
Who's giving the briefing?
You are. The yeoman will have all the slides laid out for you, so all you gotta do... Look, no one understands this material better than you. Just give him a rundown on the sub and a précis of the stuff in your hand. He's liable to ask some direct questions. Give him direct answers. Tell him what you think. Come on.
Gentlemen, the last 24 hours have seen some extraordinary Soviet naval activity. The first to sail was this ship, we believe called the Red October, in reference to the October Revolution of 1917. A variant of the Typhoon class, she's some 650 feet long and 32,000 tons submerged displacement, roughly the same size as a World War II aircraft carrier. We believe that these doors here on the bow and again on the stern enclose a unique propulsion system, a magneto-hydrodynamic drive, or caterpillar, that would enable the sub to run virtually silent. It is possible that this new drive system allowed the captain, a man named Ramius, their senior and perhaps most respected commander, do we have his picture available? Allowed Ramius to elude one of our attack boats, the Dallas, which trailed Red October from harbor this morning. It is also possible that this drive system, if operable, could render the Red October undetectable to our SOSUS warning nets in the Atlantic.
Mr. Ryan, would you characterize this as a first strike weapon?
That is a possibility, sir. It is designed to approach by stealth and to shower its target with multiple independent warheads with little or no warning before impact.
Goddamn things made to start a war.
Proceed, Mr. Ryan.
About the same time that Dallas lost contact, there were additional sailings from Polyarny. and from Leningrad on the Baltic and from the Mediterranean. There are now some 58 nuclear submarines headed at high speed into the Atlantic. This afternoon's satellite pass over Polyarny found heat blooms in the engineering plans of the Kirov, the Minsk, and more than 20 other cruisers and destroyers, indicating they were preparing to sail. This constitutes the bulk of the Soviet surface fleet.
Admiral Greer, your conclusions?
Well, sir, the data support no conclusions as yet. The absence of activity in the Pacific suggests this could be just an exercise. It may have
Suppose
nothing
it's
to
not
do
an exercise. Suppose this is the beginning of a move against NATO.
NSA can speak to that, Mr. Pelt.
Judge.
I must emphasize the extreme sensitivity of this information and that it not leave the room. Before sailing, Captain Ramius sent a letter to Admiral Yuri Padoran, chairman of the Red Fleet Northern Political Directorate.
That's her uncle.
Whose uncle?
Ramius's wife. Padoran's her uncle.
Now, the contents of the letter are unknown. But Admiral Padoran immediately demanded a meeting with Premier Chernyenko. And within minutes of that meeting, the Soviet fleet sailed with orders to find Red October and sink her.
Sink her? Oh, my God. They've got a madman on their hands.
500 miles on the coast, we'll have less than 2 minutes more.
Today's the 23rd, isn't it?
What?
Today is the 23rd, isn't it?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch!
You wish to add something to our discussion, Dr. Ryan?
Well, sir, I was just thinking that perhaps there's another possibility we might consider. Ramius might be trying to defect.
Do you mean to suggest that this man has come...
Proceed, Mr. Ryan.
Well, Ramius trained most of their officer corps, which would put him in a position to select men willing to help him. But he's not Russian. He's Lithuanian by birth, raised by his paternal grandfather, a fisherman. And he has no children, no ties to leave behind. And today is the first anniversary of his wife's death.
Oh, come on. You're just an analyst. What can you possibly know what goes on in this mind?
I know Ramius, General. He's nearly a legend in the submarine community. He's been a maverick his entire career. I actually met him once at an embassy dinner. Have you ever met Captain Ramius, General?
Admiral Hollis, how long before Ramius could be in a position to fire his missiles at us?
4 days.
All right. I'll brief the president. That'll be all, gentlemen. Dr. Ryan, would you stay for a moment, please?
I said, speak your mind, Jack, but Jesus.
You slammed the door on the general pretty hard, Jack.
That was not my intention, sir.
Oh, yes, it was. He was patronizing you, and you stomped on him. My opinion, he deserved it. Listen, I'm a politician, which means I'm a cheat and a liar. And when I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing their lollipops. But it also means that I keep my options open. So, let's assume for a minute that you're right, and this Russian intends to defect. What do you suggest we do about it?
We definitely grabbed the boat, sir.
Hey, wait a minute. We're not talking about some stray pilot with a MiG. We're talking about several $1 billion worth of Soviet state property. They're gonna want it back.
Maybe it's enough then just to get some people on board and inspect it. Call it whatever you want to, a Coast Guard safety inspection.
So, how do we proceed?
Well, first we would need to contact the commanders in the Atlantic directly. The Russians get one whiff of this through the regular communication circuits, the game is up. Second, we need to figure out what can we do to help them. We need to devise a plan to intercede, ready to go at a moment's notice. And third, somebody's got to go out there and make contact with Ramius and find out what his intentions really are.
Okay, when do you leave?
Wait a minute. The general was right. I am not field personnel. I am only an analyst.
You're perfect. I can't ask any of these characters to go. One, they don't believe in it. Two, they'd never stake their reputation on a hunch. Whereas you
are expendable.
Something like that. I'll give you 3 days to prove your theory correct. After that, we'll have to hunt down Ramis and destroy him. What are you doing?
Secure the mast! Overhead 2/3, set depth for 900 meters.
What is it? What's happened?
Mast secure, moving at 2/3. Come left, heading 205. 205, affirmative.
These orders are 7 bloody hours old. Sitting on the bottom like an adult schoolboy.
Captain.
Passing up. All ahead flank. All ahead flank.
Inquire of the engineer about the possibility of going to 105% of the reactor. 7 hours. The entire fleet is after him.
Leveling at 900 meters.
Very well. Captain, engineer reports 105% on the reactor possible, but not recommended. Go to 105 on the reactor. Captain, what is it? Where are we going? We're going to kill a friend, Yevgeny. We're going to kill Ramis.
Well, if you like borscht, perhaps. Sorry. But I've eaten better than oil in the galley. My wife said to wait him. Where did this man learn to cook? Afghanistan? So then we went on to the Bolshoi ballet. See this new girl is Giselle. Well, you remember how beautiful she was. Well, she just married a factory manager.
Excuse me, Doctor. Do you have the figures for the latest batch of radiation tests?
No?
No. Sorry. Perhaps you could bring the preceding set as well. For comparison. Thank you, Doctor.
Take him some time.
Before we begin, Captain, I'd like to know exactly what happened to Putin. He didn't sleep on his steed, did he?
I don't think I like your tone, Slavin.
What the hell's my tone got to do with it? We're risking our lives here.
Look, Putin could have caused complications. What did you think? He'd just go away and sulk while we carried out our plans? Is that what you thought?
Are you saying he was murdered? My God.
Stop whining, Yuri.
But murder. How can you
So
justify...
he was murdered. I have no problem with that. The man was a pig. But it's a decision we should have all made together.
You are not in command here.
If the crew finds out, we could have a mutiny.
What you held talking?
Nonsense.
They could kill us all.
That's right. Everything that happens on this ship affects us all.
Master at Arms is already right. We can still go back. All we have to
There
say
will
is
be no going back. Before we sailed, I dispatched a letter to Admiral Bedorin, in which I announced our intention to defect.
In the name of God, why?
When he reached the New World, Cortez burned his ships. As a result, his men were well motivated.
You have signed our death warrants.
Bedorin will send the entire fleet.
Jesus, they'll find us. They'll find us and hunt us
Nobody's
down.
going to find us. That's enough, Yuri.
You had to do it, huh? You couldn't just turn the submarine over to the Americans. You had to make a political statement. Or was it something deeper, Captain? Something that made you unable to simply slip away. Was it ego, Captain?
We each have our reasons, Victor. Huh? My own began the day I was handed the blueprints for this ship. A ship which had but one use. And as for the rest, well, those are things that I alone must carry the burden for. Anatoly, you're afraid of our fleet. You should be. Personally, I give us one chance in 3. No more tea, anyway. No? And you may report back to your post.
You heard the captain dismissed. Captain? Captain, I would never disagree with you in front of the man, you know that. But in this case, Victor is right. It would have been better if you had not informed Moscow.
Oh, Vasily. Moscow is not to worry, nor the whole Soviet Navy. I know their tactics. I have the advantage. Now, the worry is the Americans. We meet the right sort. This will work. We get some buckaroo.
Some turbulence, eh, Commander? You don't like flying, huh? Oh, this is nothing. You could have been with us 5-6 months ago. Oh, you talk about built. You ran into a hailstorm over the Sea of Japan, right? Everybody's stretching their guts out. The pilot shot his legs all over the windshield, and I barked on the radio. Knocked it out completely. And it wasn't that lightweight stuff either. It was that chunky industrial weight, too. Hey, you want a bite?
Jack, next time you get a bright idea, just put it in a memo.
Sir. That Hawkeye from Weymouth Prep?
4-wire. Caught a gust over the fantail.
Well, not bad considering.
The gentleman is here to see you.
Gentlemen, what the hell are you talking about, Charlie?
I apologize for the uniform, sir. This is Admiral Greer's idea of a low profile.
You work for Jim Greer?
That's right, sir.
And I imagine you'll tell me what all the hubbub's about.
Captain, you got a minute? Jonesy's got something I think you ought to see.
Martinez, get yourself a cup of coffee and have him send me up some tea.
Aye, Captain. Best get a captain a cup of tea.
Captain? Sir, the moment that sub went silent and I thought I heard some singing, I heard something in the background, real faint. And then, after all those subs took off, I caught it again, and I managed to get it on tape. I washed it through the computer a few times, and I was able to isolate this sound. When I asked the computer to identify it, what I got was magma displacement. You see, sir, the SAPS software was originally written to look for seismic events. And I think when it gets confused, it kind of runs home to Mama.
I'm not following you, Jonesy.
Sir, I'm sorry. Listen to it at 10 times speed. Now, that's gotta be man-made, Captain. All right. The first contact was at 0915, and the bearing was 269. At 0930, it was here. I came back to it at 11 and 11:15 here and here. Sir, remember the dispatch we got about Russian sub-skippers running the Canis Ridge at high speeds because they had hyper-accurate surveys of the underwater canyons?
Yeah, Red Book 1.
And the front door to those canyons was a formation called Thor's Twins, right?
Yeah?
Well,
Right into Red Book 1.
Captain, you may think I'm crazy, but I'll bet That magma displacement was actually some new Russian sub, and it's headed for the Iceland coast.
Have I got this straight, Jonesy? $40 million computer tells you you're chasing an earthquake, but you don't believe it. And you come up with this on your own.
Yes, sir.
Including all the navigation there.
I've got all the...
Relax, Jonesy, you sold me. Tommy, I want you to plot us a speed course for the bottom end of Red Route 1. We'll never find him in those canyons. First, take us to Periscope, Dad. This week, gotta phone in.
Aye, aye, Cap.
Hang on, Jonesy. If I can get you close enough, can you track this sucker?
Yes, sir. Now that I know what to listen for, I'm bagging.
Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Christ, that's the craziest notion I've ever heard. A serving line officer, an entire ballistic missile submarine. Hell, they can't all want to defect. Even if it's only the officers, I find it extremely difficult to believe.
What's his plan?
His plan?
Russians don't take a dump, son, without a plan. And senior captains don't start something this dangerous without having thought the matter through.
What's he gonna do? Sail into New York, pop the hatch, and say, here I am?
It might be just that simple, yes.
Well, things may appear that simple in a cubicle at CIA. But in the middle of the North Atlantic, with 1 million tons of Soviet warships bearing down on us, they get a bit more complex.
Smoke?
No, thank you.
And I don't think your notion of a few days' inspection is going to wash either. In order to be of any value, you'd have to tear it apart. That'll urge you alone to take a couple of months.
We have to keep it.
What are you going to do with the crew? The ones that don't defect are going to go back and say, we got the boat. Or do you plan to eliminate them?
We're not at war, sir.
So the only way for this thing to work is for you to get them off the boat in such a way that they think we don't have it. And they'll go back and report we don't have it to their bosses. Otherwise, this whole business is just academic, right?
Yes, sir. I think I see your point.
When's the last time you slept?
A while.
Chief outside will fix you up.
Thank you, sir. Captain.
It'll be dawn in a couple hours. We'll be in the CIC. Things liable to get a little dicey around here.
Yes, sir.
You think he's crazy?
Certifiable. And no matter what his credentials, I don't care for him wearing the uniform.
You see that ring on his finger? The Academy, class of 72, a Marine.
You're kidding. How did you...
Greer told me. Summer of his third year, he went down in a chopper accident in the Med. Bad. Pilot, crew killed. That kid spent 10 months in traction and another year learning to walk again. Did his 4th year from the hospital. Now, it's up to you, Charlie, but you might consider cutting the kid a little slack. Russians gonna find that sub before we get near it anyway.
Passing Thor's twins, sir. Very good. Passing the twins now, Captain.
Very good. You may commence your run. Call me when you get to the first turning.
Hi, Captain. Mr. Kamarov, you may commence your run now. Aye, sir. First leg on my mark. Course 260. Speed 18 knots. Depth 270 meters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Diving command, course 260.
Course 260 live.
Speed 18 knots.
260. Speed 18 knots live.
Okay, Signori. Give me a stopwatch and a map, and I'll fly the Alps in a plane with no windows.
That's accurate enough.
We're in the lane and approaching first turn. Come left to course 1, 9-5. In 30 seconds, decrease depth to 200 meters, maintain speed.
Very good, navigator. Captain, we are approaching the first turn. 25 seconds to course 1.
Increase speed to 26 knots and recompute.
Navigator, recompute for 26 knots.
Turn on my mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Diving control. Come left to 195.
Come left to 195.
Up on the bell planes. 195. Course now 195 and maintaining speed 26 knots.
Mr. Camaro?
Nice leg, Captain. Come right to course 240, now at 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
Very good. Maintain course and speed.
Too fast, Vasily. Too fast. Those charts are laid out precisely. So many knots on such and such a course for so many seconds. And this thing handles like a pig.
What's your bearing, Mr. Stone?
$15 seconds to turn, Captain. Should we decrease speed?
Negative. Prepare to come right.
Right, sir. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
15 degrees down angle on the bow planes. Come right, 240. Move it!
We're in the lane. Next leg, 34 minutes to the Neptune Massif. Course 240.
What happened? Cryogenic plants! The magnets are being cooled and the temperature in the canopy is 50 degrees above red line and rising. If we don't shut it off, it's gonna melt. Kevin, shut it down! Captain?
What happened?
The cryogenic plant failed.
Reactor damage.
There was a power spike, but the reactor scrammed automatically.
Was there any core damage? Was there any radiation leakage?
I don't know yet, damn it.
How long will it take to fix?
I gotta find out what's wrong first. Could be a problem with the liquid helium, or maybe the superconductors.
Captain, we will have to stop until we can make repairs to the Caterpillar unit.
Negative. We'll run on normal propulsion.
Captain, we will not be silent.
Make revolutions for 20 knots and engage the propellers.
Hi, Captain.
Come in, Sergeant Stoner. Man, you got us all killed.
Captain knows what he's doing. Doctor?
Naval activities? I have no knowledge of this. But then, of course, I never was a sailor.
Mr. Ambassador, you have nearly 100 naval vessels operating in the North Atlantic right now. Your aircraft has dropped enough sonar buoys so that a man could walk from Greenland to Iceland to Scotland without getting his feet wet. Now, shall we dispense with the bull?
You make your point as delicately as ever, Mr. Pelt. But the sea has...
And what looks like an exercise could be a prelude to war. How can we tell the difference? Prudence demands that we deploy our ships to observe yours. It would be well for your government to consider that, having your ships and ours, your aircraft and ours, in such proximity is inherently dangerous. Wars have begun that way, Mr. Ambassador.
We have lost one of our submarines.
Lost it?
We fear she may be down, and, well, this is most embarrassing, but several of the crew of the officers are sons of high party officials. One is even the son of a Central Committee member. I cannot say which, of course.
You're telling me that this is a massive rescue operation?
That is correct.
I'm terribly sorry. How can we help?
Well, I'm not sure that...
Perhaps a joint rescue mission?
That is very gracious of you, sir. I'll pass your offer on. But at this time, I think we're doing everything that can be done.
Our strategy depends on your answer. The entire fleet will know where we are.
Captain, sonar. We've just been overflown by a low-altitude multi-engine turboprop.
Put it on audio.
Short transients close aboard. Water entry of small objects.
Sonar boys.
Battle stations.
Battle stations! Battle stations!
Battle stations!
How long to Neptune Massive? How long?
4 minutes, 10 seconds.
Shall we bottom the boat, Captain?
No, too late for that now. We've run out of time. Countermeasures. Prepare to launch a full spread.
Aye, sir.
Aircraft on computer guidance. Request permission to launch the weapon.
You are authorized to launch the weapon.
Weapon is away.
High speed screw. Torpedo in the water.
Stand by.
Torpedo is active. Torpedo has acquired.
Launch countermeasures.
Launch countermeasures, aye, sir.
We're in the lane.
How long to the turn of the Massive?
2 minutes, 9 seconds.
We have no room to maneuver in this canyon, Captain. If the countermeasure doesn't work...
Shut up!
Torpedo has reached countermeasures. Torpedo has lost contact.
Massive approaching.
Torpedo has reacquired. Torpedo has reacquired. It is homing.
Give me the count.
Turn at Massive 40 degrees starboard in 30 seconds.
Time to torpedo impact.
Torpedo impact 35 seconds.
Increase to flank.
Full ahead flank.
Full ahead flank. Full ahead flank, aye.
Torpedo impact now 40 seconds. 35 seconds. Thirty seconds.
Turn it massive in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
Torpedo impact 25 seconds.
The turn, Captain.
Not yet.
Mark plus 8 seconds. Plus 9. Plus 10 seconds. Plus 11. Plus 12. Plus 13 seconds. Plus 14. Plus 15 seconds. Captain, we're out of position by so much as a boat length.
Torpedo impact now 15 seconds.
Sound collision.
Sound collision.
Captain, we're out of the lane.
You're relieved.
Forwarding.
Right full rudder. Reverse starboard engine.
Right full rudder. Hold back starboard shaft. Hold back starboard shaft.
Torpedo impact. 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Navigator. Lock your head. Come up on the bottom.
Why?
Easy, boy. They were really shooting at us. We'd be dead by now.
Give me some line. Yeah.
I found out what happened to the Caterpillar. The buffer circuit has been thrown out. It was only a matter of time before an overload shut down the whole Caterpillar.
What are you saying?
Whoever did this knew how to cripple a Caterpillar in a way not easy to find.
Captain, we have a saboteur on board.
Can't be any of the officers. We had all the time in the world before we put to sea. Must be a member of the crew. Go below, Burton's cabin. Check his files for information on the crew. We may have to put them off before we planned.
The average Ruski son don't take a dump without a plan. Now, wait a minute. We don't have to figure out how to get the crew off the sub. He's already done that. He would have had to. All we have to do is figure out what he's gonna do. So how is he gonna get the crew off the sub? They'd have to want to get off. How do you get a crew to want to get off a submarine? How do you get a crew to want to get off a nuclear sub? I know how he's gonna get the crew off the sub, Admiral.
Not now, Jack.
Yankee 1 Starbase, Yankee 1 Starbase. Say again, status, over. Yankee 1 Starbase, declare an emergency, over. Yankee 1, vector 270, speed is Buster, over. Yankee 1, clear the hydraulic pressure. Say again, Yankee 1, say again.
Bear Foxtrot got too close to the group. One of the F-14s tried to crowd him, of course, and they bumped. He's got stabilator damage and he's losing hydraulic fluid. They're trying to get him back aboard now.
Busy morning.
During the night, a line of Russian attack subs have taken up station off every East Coast port. Now we're up here. The New Jersey and her group are moving up the coast, while the Russians, aside from maybe 100 more Bear Foxtrots, have a row of attack subs, followed by several surface groups.
That's an awful lot of firepower.
For a rescue team, yes. Something else strange. They're banging away with their active sonar as if they're looking for something, but nobody's listening.
What do you mean?
Well, they're moving at close to 30 knots. At that speed, they could run over my daughter's stereo and not hear it.
They're not trying to find Briggs, they're trying to drive him.
Drive him where?
Hounds to the hunters.
Your sub-captain's gonna make it to America, all right, Mr. Ryan. He's gonna die within sight of it.
His wingman kept requesting permission to fire. If he messes up in a situation like this, we're gonna be in the biggest naval battle since Jutland. Jesus.
Water's too cold to eject.
Air boss is gonna try to bring him aboard.
Excuse me, sir, what's the sub off by herself?
It's Bart Mancuso's boat. He's going to the bottom of Red Route 1. He's had an intermittent contact with what his computer calls a magma displacement. He's got this crazy
Magma
idea
displacement? Is that like a seismic anomaly?
I suppose so. Why?
Admiral, is there a way you could get me on board the Dallas?
What the hell for?
I think that Captain Mancuso has found the Red October.
He hasn't found anything, Jack. He's just waiting. He's not even sure what he heard.
Excuse me, sir, but this silent propulsion system could easily be mistaken.
Jack, the only way to get you onto Dallas is to fly you out there. Chopper. The only way we can get you that far north is to strip it down and turn it into a flying gas can.
Excuse me, Admiral. Yankee 1 is on final. Rescue personnel are in place.
Pick up your left wing. You're drifting left. Power, power. Wave off, wave off. Eject, eject, eject.
This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
The bird's loaded down with enough fuel to get to there, but Dallas may not be there. We're trying to get a message to her, but if she's gone deep, it's done. If you have to ditch, don't think about anything but the survival gear. At this water's temperature, you'll have about 4 minutes.
I'll try to remember that. Next time, Jack, write a goddamn memo.
Make my depth 650 feet.
Proceeding below the terminal level.
15 degree down.
Captain, stacked out? Yeah.
Auxiliaries proceed 5,000.
What about him?
He won't leave.
650 feet.
Con sonar, I hold no contacts on bearing 295.
You know, I seen me a mermaid once. I even seen me a shark eat an octopus. I ain't never seen no phantom Russian submarine.
We're emerging from the route, Captain. I've ordered a routine clearing of the baffles, and we'll be making the first turn in a few minutes. Caterpillar is operational and appears to be running normally. The crew know about the saboteur, and they are afraid.
That could be useful when the time comes.
You know, we could make the Labrador coast in 16 hours.
Half of them would freeze before they were rescued. No, it's Massachusetts, or Maine, in 48 hours.
2 days. Do you think they will let me live in Montana?
I would think they'll let you live wherever you want.
Then I will live in Montana. And I will marry a round American woman and raise rabbits. And she will cook them for me. And I will have a pickup truck. Or possibly even a recreational vehicle. And drive from state to state. Do they let you do that?
Yes.
No papers?
No papers. State to state.
All right, commence your turn.
Well, then, in winter I will live in Arizona. Actually, I think I will need 2 wives.
Oh, at least.
Possible aspect change on target.
Sonar con eye.
Concur possible target sig based on bearing rate.
Console, not crazy, Ivan.
All stop, quick, quiet.
All stop, eye. Answers all stop. Bridgewater eye.
What's going on, Jonesy? Russian captains sometimes turn suddenly to see if anyone's behind them. We call it crazy Ivan. Only thing you can do is go dead, shut everything down, and make like a hole in the water.
So what's the catch?
Catch is a boat this big doesn't exactly stop on a dime. If we're too close, we'll drift right to the back of it. What about you? What do you look forward to?
I have no such appetites.
Let's see if you can hear us.
Must be something. Oh, what is it?
I miss a piece of fishing, like when I was a boy. 40 years at sea. A war at sea. A war with no battles. No monuments. Only casualties. I widowed Heatherly, I married her. My wife died while I was at sea, you know. Post guards in the engineering spaces. If he can get to the Caterpillar, he can get to somewhere more vital.
Recon sonar. Target is now coming out of our starboard bows. My read is that he's returning to base course.
Concur. He's returning to course 210. Right around us.
We'll give him another 30 seconds, then secure from silent running.
Gavin. Here's what we got in the ELF.
Thanks.
Aye, sir. What is it?
You're not going to believe this.
Commander, we are approaching our return. Dallas has apparently not got the message. We have to turn back to the carrier.
Give it a couple more minutes.
Negative. Fuel status says we turn around now.
Wait a minute. Fuel status, you've got a reserve, don't you?
Yes, sir, I've got a 10-minute reserve, but I'm not allowed to invade that except in time of war.
Mister, if you don't get me on board that goddamn submarine, that just might be what you'll have. You got me? Now you got 10 minutes worth of fuel. We stay here 10 more minutes.
Yo! Hurry up, yo! I got a submarine at around 3 o'clock, about 2 miles. Okay, Tony, hook him up. Okay, Commander, I'll be lowering you down to the submarine now. I'm gonna take the horse collar. Give it 8 o'clock. Let's hope this thing runs on fumes.
Very well. Search the ship.
Search ship, aye, sir. Chief the
Wherever this guy is, he's in for one hell of a ride.
Okay, Commander, go ahead and sit down. Got his door off?
You ever do this before?
Once, on a calm day, across the wire.
Yeah, with no reference point, the pilot had a hell of a time keeping it steady. Don't take chances getting grounded. Keep that rod in front of you. Air like this, the rotors will be putting out enough static electricity to light up Chicago.
I joined the Navy. I got a diver in the escape trunk in case this guy goes in the drain.
We may need him. Somebody must really have a
Burr up his ass to go for stuff like this.
Commander, remember, if for any reason I gotta bring you back up, I'm gonna shake the wire. When you look up at me, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up like this. Remember to cross your arms. Got it? Okay, out you go. Passengers out the door. Passengers out the door. Drift to port. Stop port.
All right, Tommy, get the hook on this cable. On this cable, I'll watch it. Don't touch it. Okay, here it comes.
It'll be easier without that bloody crossway. Liz, I can't see him. Check, check, check. This is never gonna work. Okay, Tony, reel him back in. Tony, what the hell is going on back? Dallas, have you got a swim
Emergency stop. Man overboard. Port side. Send out the diver.
Very well, Dallas, we are history.
Get the dock down here. I'll be in the escape trunk.
All right.
Down ladder. Down ladder. Make a hole. Watch your hand. Watch your hand.
How do you do, Captain? It's a pleasure to be aboard.
I have to talk to the president.
Of course. May I inquire as to the subject?
It seems that the initial reports that one of our submarines was missing were not completely accurate. The submarine in question is commanded by Captain Marco Ramius. Apparently, he has suffered a kind of mental or nervous breakdown. Just before he sailed, he posted a letter to Admiral Yuri Padorin in which he announced his intention to fire his missiles on the United States.
Why didn't you tell me this the last time we met?
In my position, I'm sometimes compromised by the fact that Moscow does not always tell me everything.
So one of your submarine captains has gone insane? What do you want from us?
You offered your assistance.
Yeah, that was a rescue mission. Now you want us to help you hunt him down, kill him.
I have been instructed to ask your president for precisely that.
Find him. We already found him. We had to break off to come pick you up.
Yeah, excuse me. Coffee?
Thank you.
Cigarette?
Don't smoke.
Assuming we can find him, just what exactly am I supposed to do about it?
Captain, radio. We're receiving flash traffic on the VLF emergency circuit.
Very well. Bring it down. Well, Mr. Ryan? Chief, excuse us for a second.
Leonard, come on out of there. The sub we're after is called the Red October. She's under the command of a man named Ramius. Now, there's the possibility that he and a good portion of his crew are attempting to defect.
Defect? Excuse me. You say the boat's called the Red October.
That's right.
Skipper's Ramius.
Right.
It seems the circumstances have changed somewhat, Mr. Ryan. Get this man some dry clothes. I'll be in the car.
All right.
National Command Authority informs Soviet Typhoon-class submarine Red October under command of Marco Ramius is potential renegade and threatens independent missile launch. You are authorized to use any necessary force to prevent said submarine from approaching the coast of the United States.
Left 10 degrees rudder, steady on course 265. Left 10 degrees rudder, steer course 265. Make turns for 14 knots. Make turns for 14 knots.
Chief of the watch, Rick Barrett.
Quartermaster's navigator on the deck of the con. Navigator at the deck of the con.
What's going on? Battle stations are manned and ready.
Very well.
Captain, I have to talk to you.
No. Tommy, make your depth 1,200 feet, 20 degrees down angle.
All right, Captain. Diving officer, make your depth 1,200 feet, 20 degree down.
Make my depth 1,200 feet, 20 degree down. All right. Full dive on Fairwater Plains. Full dive on
Full
stern.
dive on Fairwater Plains, all right.
20 degree down.
20 degree down, eh?
Passing 450 feet, going to 1,200. 500. 600. 700. Clock, get a good fix while we're up.
Yes, I did, Captain.
Very well. At depths, 1,200 feet. Very well.
Sonar Con. You got him yet, Jonesy?
Very faint, sir. Hold on. Yes, sir. Contact Titan 7 on bearing 250, right where he's supposed to be.
Any signs alerted to our crest?
No, sir. Operating as before.
Come left 265. Bring us up behind him quietly, Tommy.
Aye, Captain. Diving officer, make your depth 500 feet. Captain, please listen to me. 2 minutes, that's all.
Plot, time to intercept this track.
4 minutes, Captain.
Very well, Mr. Ryan. 2 minutes.
I understand that message. It makes perfect sense. Look at the situation. Ramius intends to defect. The Russians know this, which is why they've been trying to sink him for the past 2 days. But they haven't been able to. So they're
Captain, I have a firing solution. Very well.
Captain, you have to listen to me. The Russians will stop at nothing to prevent Ramius from defecting. They are desperate. They've invented this story that he's crazy because they need our help to sink him before he can safely contact us.
Weapons control. I want full safeties. We're so close. I don't want those fish coming back at us.
Full safety, aye, sir. Captain, I know this man. Has he made any crazy Ivans?
What difference does that make?
Because the next one will be to starboard.
Why, because his last was to port?
No, because he always goes to starboard in the bottom half of the hour.
Flood tubes 1 and 2 assigned presets. Warm up the weapons.
Captain, there has to be some way you can establish contact without violating your orders. I'm telling you, he wants to defect.
Mr. Thompson, call Chief Watson to the con with his sidearm.
Com sonar, signal to noise ratio's dropping. Possible aspect change in target.
The current possible target stick based on bearing rate.
Com sonar, Crazy Ivan.
Captain, he's turning.
Which way is he turning, Jones?
To the starboard, sir.
Give the man a chance.
All back full.
See again?
I said all back full.
Back full, aye, sir. It's back full.
Captain, we're cavitating. He can hear us.
Come on, aye. All stop.
Stop, aye.
All right, Ryan, we just unzipped our fly. Mr. Thompson, open the outer doors, firing point procedures. Now, if that bastard so much as twitches, I'm gonna blow him right to Mars.
All stop, rudder amidship.
All stop, rudder amidship, aye.
Sonar. Can you identify the contact?
American, Los Angeles class attack submarine. Bearing 015.
Captain
range
Sharp,
300
metallic
meters.
transients. You may be trying to open his torpedo tube doors.
Outer doors are open on tubes 1 and 2. We're ready to shoot.
Very well. My orders are specific, Mr. Ryan.
Captain, he has opened his outer doors and is preparing to fire.
Flood tubes 3 and 4 and plot a solution.
Aye, Captain. Flood tubes 3 and 4, flood solution. Shall I open the torpedo tube doors, sir? Captain, shall I open outer doors?
No. Lock the firing solution into the computer. Do not open the doors.
Aye, Captain. Lock solution into computer.
Com sonar, target's flooded his tubes.
Has he opened his outer doors?
Negative, Captain. He's just sitting there. Hold on. Hold popping. Target's coming shallow.
What's that mean?
It means he's a very cool customary Russian. He knows we're here, we're ready to shoot. He's not going to provoke us. He's heading to periscope depth to see what's on the surface. What's his course now?
Course is 270, Captain. Due west.
Bring us alongside him.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Sonar con, report all contacts.
Com sonar, my only contact is Typhoon 7 bearing 195.
Very well. Fire control, range to target.
Range is 300 yards.
Make your depth 65 feet.
Aye, Captain. Diving officer, make it down 65 feet.
He wants to go up and take a peek. We'll play along.
Weapons status? Weapons are armed. Tubes 3 and 4 are flooded, but outer doors are closed.
Control your plane, set depth 25 meters. Lane control, depth 25 meters. 0 up.
Mark this bearing.
You wanted to talk to him, Mr. Ryan. There he is. What do you want to say?
Will he be the only one looking through the periscope?
Probably.
Not a chance then. U.S. told you intend a missile launch. Break. Do not approach U.S. coast or you will be attacked. Break. If intention is other, will you discuss option? Break. Can he acknowledge with a single ping?
Yeah, he can. Question is, will he?
Verify our range to target. 1 ping only.
Aye, Captain.
I'll be damned. Now what?
All right. If defection, a shot. A shot. No. No. Okay, where the hell are we? Someplace deep. Someplace deep. Okay. Okay. Send him this.
You out of your mind?
Just send it.
Tell me one thing. How'd you know he was going to go to starboard?
I didn't. I had a 50-50 chance. I needed a break. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Ryan. My Morse is so rusty, I may be sending Dimensions on Playmate of the Month.
Re-verify or arrange to target. One ping only.
Captain, I just...
Give me a ping, Vasily. One ping only, please.
Aye, Captain.
What the hell is this about?
The Russians want us to sink her. We might have to do that.
You must give this American a wide berth. Let us turn south.
Mr. Komarov. Plot a new course due south.
Sir? New course 180.
Everybody out! Clear the compartment!
Ventilation system, shut it down now.
They don't respond. The controls don't respond.
Then bypass it, seal it manually.
No! Shut up! Come on!
Pelican, say again.
Suffered a leak in the primary coolant tube. They've shut down the reactor, but the ventilation circuits have been disabled. The coolant appears highly contaminated.
Unit was damaged when the Caterpillar went down.
Captain, radiation alarms activating in all compartments. Engineering is heavily contaminated and radiation is moving forward.
Get us to periscope depth. We'll ventilate for the outside air.
Aye, Captain. Periscope depth! Prepare to ventilate!
Ventilate, he won't do anything. We gotta get the men.
What is the battery condition?
4 hours. 6 if we're cautious.
Engage battery system.
Captain, we've got a level 1 radiation leak. Every surface of the ship is contaminated. Simply changing the air won't do. We've got to get the men off. Sir, we have been sabotaged.
Who said anything about sabotage?
Captain! Sir, I'm afraid the doctor is right.
Very well. Surface, we'll evacuate the men to the deck.
Aye, Captain. Service the ship. Prepare the master all personnel to escape hatches.
Break out the rafts. Lash them to the deck. We'll use them as shelters until the fleet arrives. Navigator! Accurate, Doctor. You must get the entire crew out.
Yes, sir.
Master at Arms reports ramp secure and evacuation proceeding.
Very good. We'll rotate through the com. No officer will spend more than 20 minutes below deck. Will that be satisfactory?
Completely correct.
Surface contact! 270. 6 miles and closing fast. It's a warship.
What, here? Can you identify?
It's a frigate. U.S. probably Perry class. He's signaling. Red October. Red October. Holton, stay where you are.
Do not attempt to submerge or you will be fired upon.
Captain, I think he means to board us.
You will go with the crew. The officers and I will submerge beneath you and scuttle the ship.
You'll see the orders when into this country.
He's going down, sir.
Put a shot across his bow. Come right to 180.
Seahawk 1, this is Bravo Command. He's ready. Seahawk 1, release on my command. Drop. Now, now, now. Range to target, 900 yards. 800 yards. 700 yards. 600 yards. 500 yards. 400 yards. 300 yards. Torpedo is dead,
Now, understand, Commander, that torpedo did not self-destruct. You heard it hit the hull, and I was never here. Contact Dallas. Give them the go.
Advise Dallas. Get the DSRV moving.
Dallas, this is Reuben James.
Two million things that can still go wrong with this stunt.
Central Intelligence Agency. There's a contradiction in terms. How's the coffee, Ryan?
Dallas, this is the Mystic. Request clearance for launch.
Mystic, Dallas, you're clear for launch.
Hatch is secured. Flight support normal. Pre-launch checks complete. We're ready to launch. Aye. Flood the skirt. Flood the skirt, aye. Skirt's filled and equalized. Soft seal. Ready to lift off.
Okay, let's do it.
We're off. Thrusting forward. $600 yards in closing.
Roger, steer right to course 075.
400. 200 yards. 100 yards.
Hit the lines. Jesus, that's a big sucker.
Okay, we're in position. Have soft sealed. You can open the hatch.
Hold it a second. Jones. Mr. Ryan.
He's defecting.
And he can't change his mind.
He's not going to change his mind.
You're willing to bet your life on that?
Could you hand me that hammer?
Yeah.
Спускайтесь осторожно. Да, сюда, сюда. Имейте в виду, что еще здесь никогда не ступал нога американцев. Капитан вас ждет. Добро пожаловать на советскую территорию. Пожалуйста, это сюда проходите. Вот на лодке Красный Октябрь. Капитан вас ждет. Остальные вас тоже ждут.
Черт. Ведь Клотьет. Извините, una минутка. Пожалуйста. Смотри, позеленел чудак. Больно?
Каков-нибудь покору.
So funny.
Well, the captain seems to think you're some sort of cowboy.
New по-русски.
Немного. Полезно знать, что думает противник. Не правда ли?
It is.
I doubt you'd remember, but we met once at the consulate in Leningrad. Along with your wife. I'm very sorry.
What gives you the right to fire on my ship? Your signal said nothing of a torpedo.
Ryan?
It was necessary to maintain the illusion for your crew.
My crew are being rescued, yes?
As we speak.
You sent the signal.
That's correct, sir.
Then how did you know our reactor accident was false?
Well, that was a guess, but it seemed logical.
Very well. I present you the ballistic missile submarine Red October. My officers and I request asylum in the United States of America.
It's a pleasure, sir. Bart Mancuso, USS Dallas.
Torpedo! The Americans are shooting at us again.
Pitch is too high. The torpedo's Russian.
What do you mean, another torpedo? Where the hell did it come from?
Con sonar, new contacts here, 4-1, upper-class Soviet submarine.
So now why don't I have a detonation? The weapon enabled on the far side of the target. It's past Red October before it armed. We had the wrong range. Fire again with the right settings.
And reload both tubes.
Melican, get me power. And get that damn thing off my boat.
It's off! Hey, I think somebody just shot a torpedo at us.
Oh, shit, fuck, we get the hell out of here!
Wait, where am I?
Capitán Bayou! Capitán Bayou!
Corrigan, fire control. Ryan, sit in.
I'm not a naval officer. I'm with the CIA.
CIA?
Well, I'm not an agent. I just write books for the CIA.
Whatever. Sit down. You do exactly what I tell you.
DSRV's away. There's a Russian Alpha about 8,000 yards to starboard.
Captain, I think it's a Konevalov.
Increase the flank.
Increase the flank. How?
That knob, turn right full.
All ahead flank, right full rudder.
He's shooting again, sir.
Go to battle station. Battle station.
High-speed crew, torpedo in the water. Bearing 315.
Make range 7,000 yards.
Steer right, 315.
Wait a minute, that's heading into the torpedo.
Steady bearing still 315.
Estimate range 6,000 yards.
Still 315.
Steer right till this reach 315.
No, that's wrong. Ryan, don't turn that goddamn wheel.
315.
You're heading straight into that torpedo.
Yes.
Doing what? It's turned right into the torpedo's path.
What?
Red October's turned directly into the torpedo's path, sir.
Mother of God.
Torpedo steady bearing 315. Range 5,000 yards.
Pelican, more speed.
Negative. We're already running 110%.
And give me 115%.
Estimate range 3,000 yards, closing awfully fast.
He's headed right into the torpedo. What's he trying to do? Kill himself?
Dobson, we have a firing solution on the Russian Alpha. Can we shoot back?
They didn't shoot at us. I can't attack a Soviet submarine without authorization.
Torpedo bearing steady at 315. Best range 900 yards.
Torpedo impact, 20 seconds.
What books?
Pardon me?
What books did you write?
I wrote a biography of Admiral Halsey called The Fighting Sailor about naval combat tactics.
I know this book.
Torpedo impact,
Your conclusions were all wrong, Brian.
10 seconds.
Halsey acted stupidly.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Torpedo impact. Now.
I'll be damned.
What happened?
Combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. By turning into the torpedo, the captain closed the distance before it could arm itself.
So that's it?
Not quite. Right now, Captain Tupolev is removing the safety features on all his weapons. He won't make the same mistake twice. Vasily, have you plotted a solution yet?
Then it's a little rough, but I...
Gunfire. That's what it sounded like, sir.
Won't change his mind, huh, Ryan?
It's gotta be one of the crew.
Well, whoever he is, I'd say he's having second thoughts.
I would like to have seen Montana.
Captain! He's doubled forward into the missile bay. We're showing a silo hatch warning. Port side, number 20.
He can't launch a missile.
No, but he can blow one up. Captain, take the con.
Fire control's blasted to hell.
Then get in behind him and stay there.
Captain, wait. You may need this, sir.
Thank you.
Don't just stand there, Ryan. Go with him. You speak English?
Yes, sir.
Get your butt over here.
Jonesy, Captain, torpedo broke up on impact.
God damn it, I want the safety ranges set for 0 now. Captain, I cannot go any faster.
We must get him before he gets to the ignition circuits.
What happens if he makes it to that ignition circuitry?
He can incinerate the ship.
Is that door the only way out of here?
Yes.
Don't let him get past you.
Eli, be careful what you shoot at. Huh? Most things in here don't react too well to bullets.
shoot at?
Safety range is set to 0. Well, bloody time. Sona, give me the bearing for Red October. He's taking position behind us. Right full rudder.
I'll shake the man loose.
He's going deep.
30-degree down angle. 5,000 kilos top
All the
down.
countermeasures were over there,
Canoe
right?
dive.
Very well.
Admiral, the Alpha is just too quick. It's only a matter of time now, sir.
Ryan, some things here don't react well to bullets. Yeah, like me. I don't react well to bullets.
Where's he now, Jonesy?
Close, sir.
900 meters, directly ahead.
Got him. Max bearing is on fire.
They're too close. Don't argue with me. Launch the weapon.
Torpedoes are armed in the tubes, Captain. He can't.
Shoot now.
Another torpedo, Captain. It went active the moment it was launched. It's acquired us and his homing.
Left full rudder. He's off in your bow planes.
Yes, sir.
I think he's got us. Way to go, Dallas!
Torpedo is an acquisition. Range 500 yards in closing. You've done it, Mr. Thompson.
To Christ, this works. All right, Chief. Put us on the roof.
Countermeasure station, on my mark. 5, 4, 1. Release countermeasures. Emergency blow. Full rise. Fair water plane. 550. 500 feet. 450.
Come on, Big D.
400 feet.
That torpedo's still active. It's searching for another target now.
Goddamn cook. Estafeta Pecoya.
It's locked on us! It's locked on us!
How close is that Alpha, Jonesy?
1,000 yards, dead astern, going to port.
Reverse your turn.
Aye, sir.
We're turning straight at him. Torpedoes still on our tail.
The hard part about playing chicken is knowing when to flinch.
Collision in 400 yards, 350, 300. Captain.
Right full rudder, 30-degree down.
Aye, sir.
This one's gonna be close.
Torpedo, get ahead! You arrogant ass. You've killed us.
We have ascertained the Red October's final position, but given the depth of the water and the fact that the wreckage is spread out over such a wide area, it'll be some time before anything is recovered. However, your people are interviewing the crew now and making arrangements for their return. This has been a terrible tragedy, Mr. Ambassador. And I can only stress that if you'd come to us earlier, it might have been avoided.
I appreciate your candor in the matter.
And I yours, Andre.
Perhaps in the future the technology will be available for a more thorough investigation of the wreckage.
Perhaps.
There is another matter. One that I'm reluctant to.
Please.
One of our submarines, an Alpha, was last reported in the area of the Grand Banks. We've not heard from her for some time.
Andre, you've lost another submarine?
All this way to hide a submarine in a river.
We're 100 miles from the nearest naval base. The last place that satellites will ever look. I grew up around here. My grandfather taught me to fish off that island right over there.
There is one question you haven't asked me yet. Why?
Well, I figured you would tell me when you were ready.
Now, there are those who believe we should attack the United States first. Settle everything in one moment. Red October was built for that purpose.
When the dust settles from this, there's going to be hell to pay in Moscow.
Perhaps. Maybe some good will come from it. A little revolution now and then is a healthy thing, don't you think? Do you still like to fish, Ryan? There's a river, not unlike this one, near Vilnius, where my grandfather taught me to fish. And the sea will grant each man new hope, as sleep brings dreams of home. Christopher Columbus.
Welcome to the New World, sir.